Hey there ladies and gents, KG16 here again with another commentary video for World of Tanks console. Today we're out on the AMX 1390 on the map Steppes. As you can see, it's Encounter. We have 3 light tanks per team and 1 artillery. And my main game plan with Steppes Encounter is not to do what most people do, which is to brawl along 1 and 2, the 1 and 2 line, but I usually try and head towards the cap. If you watch my light tank video, you'll see that I say as soon as you start driving, you're scouting, which is true. In this kind of a situation, it's very important to spot the other light tanks, especially when there's 3 a team. It's a real nuisance. I don't drive right out into the open like these guys are doing. I just stay behind cover as I am now. And as you can see, I can get a couple of shots in. If they start firing at me, I have some cover to protect myself. It's important to conceal your hit points, and that's not what this guy is doing. I should have gone to spec savers for that last shot, but anyway, that's the way it goes. So as I'm saying, I usually head towards the cap, and I'll be going to roughly C7 in a moment. I'm just trying to deal with trying to get some HP out of these light tanks, and hopefully if one of them can get killed, that's even better. But 2 of them are in a platoon, as you can see, which always makes life a little bit more difficult when you're a solo player like me. That's the other Batchat 12T trying to take a shot at me there, so I'm going to go for a reload and then I'm going to head out that way. I know that I could send him to heaven if I need to, but you don't want to do that early game. You want to try and conserve your hit points. So off we go then in the direction of the cap. While we're on the way though, let me talk to you about crew skills: Born Leader, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Rapid Reloading, Camouflage Expertise, Muffled Shot, Track Mechanic, Rapid Aim, or is that Steady Aim? I think it's Steady Aim, and Run and Gun. And equipment wise, I have Advanced Concealment, or the Camo Net if you're old school like me. Traction System, give me 10% extra on my mobility, on my top speed, sorry, and a bit more mobility, you know, because your tracks turn quicker. And Advanced Optics for the extra view range. The light tank who's not in the platoon is on his own and he's heading this way. It's a T-49. He's the most dangerous of the other light tanks. Fortunately, he didn't see me coming. I was willing to take 1 shot from him just to get him out of the game, and we managed to do that. I'm mindful that the other 2 light tanks are still running around in that central area. I don't want to run into the central area. If you start running around in that central area, you could start to take shots from the enemy who are along the kind of BC line at the back. I pull up here, I managed to get a few spots. I can see a lovely Tiger 1 just sat there. As we all know, Tiger 1s are basically great big hit point pinatas, as Petty 360 calls them. And it's true because they don't have much armour and it's 1500 hit points, and so every shot you're going to get something out of them. But they do have a good reload, they do have a good gun, good pen, so you don't want to take a shot from them if you can help it. I don't want to take a shot from them. So now I'm coming up this way and I'm thinking nobody now is at the cap from the enemy team. My plan is to spot out who is here, try and just put some pressure on them. Here's another Tiger 1, God bless him, and I'm just going to sit here without even having to aim. I know my gun on auto aim is just going to pen. That's the way it's going to go. We put 4 shots into him, 4 clip, which is great. Now this game, by the way, as you probably guessed by the title, is where we have a bit of an issue with the number of shells. You get 40 shells in the 1390. That's 10 clips. 40 shells at 240 alpha, that's about 8-9k worth of damage you can put out. But you need to not do what I'm doing and try and just RBRT lazily sometimes, because it's going to cost you a shell. And later on in the game that'll come back to bite me, as you'll see. But we don't have enough shells to do all that we want to do, but I won't give you any spoilers because you'll have to wait and see how the game turns out. Alright then, so the enemy have made a mistake. They haven't pushed towards the cap at all. We have complete control of the line going across the cap from sort of A6 to G, 8, 9, that diagonal there, and that's a really important line to take. I'm just continuing to bully these guys without taking any hits in return, hopefully. Just using the ridge for a little bit of cover. One of them is heading out to, has had enough of me now and is heading out, and it's the Centurion 5-1, I think. He's got a pretty good gun, he's a pretty good tank as well, but I'm just thinking I'm going to need to go and deal with this guy. So I just pull out, bit of a handbrake turn, 2 shots, and he's gone. The Martian is still over there. He's a bit more of a difficult target to deal with. We're not doing very well on the score, the enemy are winning. My priority is, as I say, dealing with this corner here, but then we see this T-77 trying to attack one of my green mates, and so I'm going to get a couple of shots into him. I don't want to stop for him to shoot me, so I'm shooting on the move, and thankfully that 4th shell in the clip goes in. We're now on a pretty respectable 5k damage, and I've got 11 shots left, so keep an eye on the shell counter as we go through. The Martian decides he's going to come looking for me and try and deal with me. I really don't want to take a shot on this guy, and thankfully he misses there. So what I usually try and do in these situations is drive straight at the tank so they don't have no idea which way I'm going to go, left or right. Unfortunately I'm RBRTing like a pleb, and that means only 2 of my 4 shots went in there. Another heavy tank up here. Is it the Tiger we were shooting earlier? It is the Tiger we were shooting at the beginning of the game. Slightly awkward moment, as light tank drivers usually have these kind of moments, rolling off of a hill. And what this Tiger needed to have done was spot that I'd rolled over and come and attack me. If he'd have come and attacked me, he could have kept nudging me, and that would have kept resetting my flip over timer, and he could have just taken me out of the game. But thankfully he just stayed where he was and didn't come and attack me, so I'm thankful for that. Now what can I see from here? I know the Martian is still alive, there's the RT, I've got that Tiger to deal with, we got rid of the Centurion 7-1, they've got a TD somewhere, and there are a couple of Reds down the 2 line attacking my heavy tank on the green team there. Okay, I'm lit. I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Am I going to... I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave the Martian, leave the artillery. They're relatively easy targets to deal with. I'm going to... As I say that, the Martian puts one into me from behind there. And so I come over here because I feel, let's clean this up, this area down here, and then we can concentrate on the cap end of things. We get rid of the M103. The others are on low hit points, I think. I can't remember who the TD is, but yeah, they are on relatively low hit points. I'm considering coming in here to Jagdpanther 2, isn't it? So that Panther gets taken out, just the Jagdpanther 2. I'm coming along now to save the day, hopefully. Just don't want to fire without aiming, so or on the move, sorry, I did fire without aiming, but we stopped there just to make sure that our gun isn't bouncing all over the place. So by my calculations it's Martian, Tiger and artillery. So my priority is to spot out the cap now, and let our artillery do a little bit of work doing over who's in the cap. On the way there we see the Tiger here on the left. It's too much of a temptation, I think, to leave there. I'm going to have to shoot him in a minute, but we just need to get eyes on the cap here for our artillery. That's my plan. Looks like I'm getting the spotting assistance on the Tiger, and are we going to get the kill on him? No, but that's good. With only 2 shells left now, guys, we can't take out the remaining 2 tanks because their artillery is still full health and trying to batter me with his barrage gun, but the Martian is there. So what I'm thinking is I could get a couple of shots into the Martian. If he rolled high he would more or less take all my hit points, so I don't want to take a shot from the Martian. So my plan is just keep lighting him up and keep dodging artillery, which is you're not helping yourself when you drive into dead wrecks. Fortunately, we got a rough idea where artillery is. He's on sort of in the A890 area. In fact, there we go. He's just given his position away for us nicely there. So we're going to drive over there, see if we can spot him. Keep one eye on the mountain as well. Can we take him out? Can we take him out? It's just too much of a slim shot, so we leave it. And now I'm looking at the artillery, thinking, well, I've got 2 shells. I'd rather go for the maximum sort of damage and with my remaining 2 shots get them into this artillery, which we do. We're now out of shells. If I had another clip, another 4 shots, we could clean up this game. But that just goes to show, guys, you know, with sort of RBRTing and just being liberal with your shooting as I was earlier in the game, when it gets to a situation like this, you've got very little to contribute. All I can do is light this guy up. My ST1 tier 9 heavy is driving towards their artillery now, so that's the end of the artillery, I think. My M46 medium tank has been here an awful long time trying to shoot at this Martian and hasn't really done too much to him. Maybe a couple of shots. I believe he's going to actually take him out now, which would be great. There you go. And also the artillery. I mean, it just seemed such an easy job to me for the artillery to just keep blapping that guy, but he seemed to keep missing. Anyway, guys, we come up with a pretty respectable score, and we get a win for the team. In the end, it all comes together. 4 more shots, 1 more clip would have been perfect, but we come away with the top gun, 6 kills and 6,412 damage. We also come away with 3,000 assisted, which is fantastic. So that's an ace tanker at 2,228 base XP. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Do give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll hopefully see you on the battlefield.